Hello there. I've clicked record and I'm not about to unclick it. So I had this plan where I every thing that I make is always like I need to get it like as high a quality as possible. But because I do that, it means that I never end up like publishing anything because everything I make takes too long because my standards are too high. So I'm gonna sit down and I press record and then I'm gonna record it, and then I'm gonna stop the recording and upload it. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna edit it. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna start record, stop record, upload. Which is really hard for me because it pains me to upload stuff that I know is like not my best. Like you have no idea how much I want to remove subject curse to dial from my channel because I'm like so like I don't want to see like an employer to look at that and be like, oh, but the reality of that video is that I did the best I could within the time I was allotted. Um, I think I just peaked horribly. I'm sorry. I did my best, and so I'm uploading it, and I'm keeping it there. It's part of the lore. So I'm making this to train myself to be okay with uploading stuff that's like fine. I'm still gonna do my best to like be entertaining. I'm pretending like I'm filming this live because I'm not gonna cut anything out. So I'm gonna try to be as entertaining as possible, but that'll be hard. I also want to talk about this goofy setup. I always have like the most gorilla setups possible for filming. This first of all, you're my phone. This is my phone. That's why it looks like terrible. I mean, you might not be able to tell. It's pretty small, but using my phone. And it's connected to my computer, and the program I'm using, I'm not going to say the program because I'm kind of violating terms of service. It has a watermark on it that's like, it's over there. But I just cropped it out, which I'm pretty sure is against terms of service, but whatever. I'm not going to pay for a service to use my phone. Are we serious? And also my phone is, is on a lamp, because I needed something. It's like on my lamp. Here's the lamp, and here's my phone, and it's leaning against my monitor because I needed to get it like eye level, and I have a shelf over here, but since it's connected to my computer's on this side, there's a reach over there. So I brought this is the only thing that was like tall enough to go above eye level, and to even get it eye level, I'm like sitting up like this is what it looks like if I sit in my chair normally, um, which is obviously too low. And so I'm not so much sitting in my chair as I am like squatting in it, which is kind of painful on my feet. Um, but it is what it is. I'm dealing with it. Also, my microphone is not a shotgun microphone. It is like a hold it up to your mouth and talk microphone. And so you're probably noticing this sounds really bad. And that's because I just have it on my desk and I've just set the gain really high and then I'm noise canceling it. Which makes it sound very compressed and bad. But it is what it is. It's either that or it's the Rock Band microphone that I use for the Gorn video, and every other video. Um, and the Rock Band microphone is like fine. It's not good at all, but like it works. And I have to have it like right here. It needs to be right on my mouth. And I'm also the goofy like pop filter contraption that I made where I clip the pop filter onto the microphone and then like curve it around and then I have to hold it like that and not move my hand because if I move my hand you can hear the rustling in the microphone. Because then also half my face would be being obstructed the whole time. So we're not dealing with that. Uh, Gorn deserved it. I put in the effort for Gorn, but for this, that's just like whatever. It's fine. Um, but yeah, this is practice to film something and have it be done, and then just upload it. I also want to mention, I I have like these things where I was watching a YouTuber named Wolfie Plays. He's great, by the way. I love his content. But he was making a tea time video, which is where he just does this, talks to the camera. And he mentioned that whenever he's making content, the reason that he like puts so many cuts in his videos, and I think he was against streaming for a while because of it, or because of stuff like this. Where one thing he mentioned was whenever he's talking and he just says something and it doesn't sound right in his head, he'll just say it over and over again until it sounds right. And when I heard that, I was like, "Oh, I, I'm not the weird one. I am not crazy." Because I do that. I like no one will be in the room. I will not be talking to anyone online. I will just be in my room with my headphones on, talking to myself as I do. And I'll just say something and it won't sound right. Like I'll be playing Deep Rock and I'll be like, "Well, that went well. Well, that went well." That went pretty well. I'll just do that for like minutes at a time until it sounds right. Because even like saying that right now, as like an example, is like it didn't. None of it sounded right. I think it's like saying stuff that I guess you might hear in like a Marvel script. He's right behind me, isn't he? Stuff like that just doesn't sound right in my head, and so I just have to say it over and over until it sounds right. So I'm gonna do my best to avoid that. I think when Wolfie plays described it, it sounded more like an actual tick, like he has a hard time controlling it. I don't. It's not that bad for me. It's just like something I think about. It's not like a tick, but I don't know. It's just something I think about. Anyway, I also wanted to mention this is kind of like the only video on my channel, I believe, that's like just me being me. I'm kind of always playing a character. Like, obviously in the Volt Vision videos. Ow, this hurts to sit like this. In the Volt Vision videos, I'm obviously playing a character. Like I'm playing Peter Parker, or I'm playing, uh, I don't know, a narrator that's talking about two doors. um, and even in Volt Vision critiques, I am being myself, but I'm in like host mode where I'm like, okay, make sure everyone is like giving their opinions, make sure everyone has a chance to talk, be entertaining myself, um, think of actual things to say about the videos I'm watching. So I'm in a very like manager mode, I guess. And I'm not exactly as I always am right now because normally I mean, this is not how I conduct myself in front of like my friends, but whenever I'm by myself and I'm like thinking to myself, this is how usually how I think. So maybe you're seeing more of me than even my friends see. But regardless, I guess if you're here for like Gorn, welcome. By the way, I'm happy to have you. Gorn is on its way, I swear. This is part of it though, because working on Gorn for so long, it's such a big project. I don't really get the satisfaction of like uploading something, and like seeing the reception, which I love. So after working on it for so long, it gets like, I want to like make something. And so I plan to do more of stuff like this, where I'm just talking to the camera about something that doesn't matter. Um, and it kind of it shows you maybe more of who I am generally, like my personality. Not that that matters, but um, yeah, if you're here for Gorn, sorry, I just slightly sneezed. If you're here for Gorn, wonderful, thank you. You don't have to watch this. There will be nothing Gorn related inside of it. But yeah, I'm still working on it. But this is something I want to do in the meantime to have something. I want to publish something. And I think if I continue doing this, it might not be in the format you expect. I have plans for it. I'm trying not to make my plans too big because that goes against the point. It's supposed to be like a small thing that's like I can just do this every month or something. Um, and I hope it goes well because that would be awesome. But nevertheless, maybe one day we'll talk about Sea of Thieves. I'm watching the Sea of Thieves season 17 content update trailer today or update video. Um, it's I've already seen this video. I haven't played Insiders, but I've seen what's going on in Insiders, which is kind of just like like it's like a beta branch for Sea of Thieves where you can test new stuff. Um, and I'm not very impressed. I hate for the first like video I'm doing like this to be so negative, but it is what it is. So I should be talking about it. That's just it. Um, Normally I would like be cutting out all these silences, but not today. I'm not allowing myself to do any editing at all. It is raw footage. So let's begin. Maybe we'll see.
In Sea of Thieves Season 17, you'll encounter the mysterious members of the Smugglers League. Uncover the devastating explosive power of black powder barrels. Pull off a cunning heist in an all-new time-limited event. And face off against Flameheart's forces in a thrilling new fort experience. There's all this and more to discover as you set sail for adventure in Sea of Thieves Season 17, Smuggler's Tide.
So yes, they've done this thing recently where that was pretty loud. They've done this thing, or they're doing this thing, starting this season, where they are splitting it into three distinct months. So the first month is they liven up the sandbox. They give you new tools to play with, new missions or whatever, like new permanent content. Then month two, they are doing a time limited event that I believe is just for the season. and then month 3 is like a time limited event that will be like recurring, and they'll like swap it out with other third month of events. I think I might be wrong. I didn't even do research for this. I usually always do research, even if it's like for a small thing. Also, I'm doing this so much. I need to get a haircut. Anyway, I always do like research. I always write. I always at least put like bullet points, but none of that. I've thought about filming this, but I have not written anything down. I haven't done any uh background research. So I might be wrong, but that's fine. We're gonna deal with it. And it's a good setup, the 3 months, but I just feel like I think everyone's expectation was, oh, are they gonna maybe they're spreading themselves too thin? They might make 1 month like very underbaked, and it seems like that's already the case with month 1. Just the actual smugglers stuff seems like it's just so like nothing. But they're about to explain it, so we'll get to it. Let's resume.
The Smugglers League have sailed in from unknown waters and established hideouts across the various islands of the Sea of Thieves.
I will say I like that. I like that they're not outposts, even though this is a new faction, by the way. This is a new faction meant to be on par with like Gold Hoarders, uh, Athena's Fortune. I just forgot the name. Hunter's Call. It's meant to be a faction. This is a new faction on the Sea of Thieves, and it is cool that they're not at outposts. Even Reaper's Bones is kind of on outposts. So it's cool that they're on random islands because they're smugglers. They're meant to be like, they're not welcome. And I like the look of the hideouts I've seen, and I like that there are traps. That's cool. But why? We'll see. We'll see.
Seek them out and embark on new Smugglers Run voyages, where you'll have to ferry cargo from one smuggler hideout to another.
You ferry cargo from one smuggler's hideout to another, which is a cargo run. Let's not sugarcoat it. That's a cargo run, which have been in the game since launch. Only in a cargo in a cargo run, you are transporting bottles, leaves, and cloth. Bottles can break with damage. Leaves need water. Cloth can't get in water. Well, they're gonna get into it. These smugglers runs have bottles that can break, which is the same thing. It's a reskin, and there's 2 grades, so there's 2 reskins of a thing that already has 2 reskins in the game currently. Anyway, so they have bottles, which is like why? It's illegal alcohol. Um, like in what condition would alcohol ever be illegal in the Sea of Thieves with pirates? Like they're like, oh, that alcohol is too strong. Just hold on there. And there's black powder kegs, which is cool. They're really big kegs, which I'm a simple guy. That's cool. I like big explosions, but it's like it's not new enough to be like, whoa, because it's not a new mechanic. It's just a thing that already exists, but it's bigger. Um, and we also were already ferrying kegs anyway, because you could find messages in a bottle that were like, deliver a gunpowder barrel to this outpost. So that was already in the game too. It just looks different and is bigger. Um, and look, I didn't think that's where the bar was, looking different, but apparently it is, because I think that's the only new item in this entire update, is the black powder keg. Because the bottles, that's a reskin. We're gonna get to a Skull of Siren Sorrow, I think, which is the Skull of Siren Song, but it's a different color. And then there's like these little manifests, which is it's a merchant manifest, but it's a different color. And that might be it, honestly. I don't remember. We'll get there. But everything. Oh yeah, paintings. Sorry, there's paintings. That's kind of cool. I like that there's paintings because that feels like, yeah, that would be illegal because I guess you stole the paintings. But also like, why is stealing illegal? Anyway, the paintings, that's cool because it feels like something you would smuggle, even though it's kind of not in a pirate world, but it feels like something. But all the paintings, I think they made new frames for them, but I mean, all the paintings are just trinkets you can put on your ship anyway. So it's not like new, it's just, you can sell them now. So not looking good already, but okay, maybe there's something more than a cargo run. Maybe. Let's find out.
You might be tasked with shuttling some vintage bottles of golden greed or dark demise.
Vintage
or perhaps
bottles.
a stunning piece of fine art. However,
So like, I mean, again, I get the thought process behind making like paintings something you smuggle, but like, let's think realistically. In the world of Sea of Thieves, why are we, why are we smuggling paintings, and why do the smugglers want them, and why is it illegal? Like, maybe there's a rule that the pirate lord made up of like, you can steal anything unless it's like a piece of art. If someone like made it themselves and it's like their pride and joy, then you can't steal it. And you know, people smuggling these expensive paintings is like, the pirate lord's like, whoa, hey, let's not steal those things. And so the pirate lord's after you. I don't know, man. I'm trying to make this work. It doesn't. Just like in universe. Let's think. Like, why? Who is chasing these smugglers? And why is? Have we not been smuggling things for 5 years now? Like, what? Were we not smuggling Reaper's bounties and Reaper's chests and a Skull of Siren song? Even just like, I don't know, Athena chest. Are we not smuggling that? What's the like? What differentiates the smugglers from the stealers? How are we smuggling? I don't understand. And also, like, again, rum. It didn't even say rum. They said bottles. Is it just bottles? Are we just smuggling golden bottles and Athena bottles? I don't understand. I don't know what it's for. But okay, we're smuggling.
the most rewarding and unsurprisingly the riskiest of the new smuggler cargo comes in the form of black powder barrels. These hefty barrels might be a little cumbersome to carry, but they hold an explosive force greater than anything pirates have encountered so far on the Sea of Thieves. So while you can sell them for a tidy profit, you can also use them to deliver some devastation.
So
Deliver some devastation.
deliver some devastation. Jeez. Again, it's cool that there's a really big explosion. I like that. But that can't be the only thing we're adding, okay? And also this visual, like, it seems like you're meant to be like, oh, you're smuggling these away and there's an explosion in the background because someone's trying to catch you from smuggling. In what scenario in this game would you even have smugglers stuff on an outpost? Because the smugglers aren't on an outpost, and I assume you don't find smuggling stuff on outposts. So, like, why are you on an outpost with smuggling stuff in the first place? And secondly, why is there an explosion in the background? Who is trying to stop you? And with a keg, that's like, if they want to steal the stuff from you, that keg is the most valuable thing they can steal. Why did they just blow it up when no one's there? So it looked cool. I can't lie. It looked cool. They're running away from an explosion. But let's be realistic. This would never happen in a game unless it's staged. And like, I feel like these trailers aren't usually like that. They show you what could happen in the game. To like, I don't know, get your brain working. Like, oh, look at this story that could happen. Now go make your own stories. But this would this would never happen. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but it just like it just feels so like nothing. Like, what am I, as a player that wants to make stories, I guess, for Sea of Thieves? I say make stories. I just mean like have experiences, play the game and stuff happens. And that's a story. If I want to have experiences, how would I get to this point? I need the backstory. I don't understand, but it looked cool in the trailer, so I guess that was it. That was the end of it.
You'll also find smuggler shipwrecks out on the waves. While the Smugglers League managed to escape to shore, they've left behind valuable cargo for you to plunder. As well as black powder barrels, fine art, and crates of rum, you might also find the new Skull of Siren Sorrow.
Ooh, the new Skull of Siren Sorrow. So I, this wasn't very clear the way he said it. He said smugglers shipwrecks. Are those different than normal shipwrecks? And if so, how? Do they have different stuff in them, or are they different? It seems like they just have different stuff in them, unfortunately. Um Also, like, why? Like, this isn't. We've been scavenging shipwrecks for like, I don't know, 4 years in Sea of Thieves, but now they have different stuff in them. Wow. I'm trying not to be like snarky, but it's really hard because how can I like, what am I meant to be impressed by? I don't know.
Or the Horn of Fair Winds. Or even an Obsidian Ashen Wind Skull as well. Just make sure not to mix up which one does what.
If you haven't played Sea of Thieves before, those are both not new items. They're not even reskins. Those are just items that are in the game, and they're just like, you could find these in the smuggler's shipwrecks. Um, I liked the joke. This isn't relevant to the game, but in this video, I liked the joke of like, don't mix them up. You'll burn up your sails. I liked the visual for that. That was fun. Wait, did they change the sails?
Or the Horn
They
of
burn.
Fair.
No, I thought the sails changed from like a siren sail to like burned sails. That would have been going the extra mile. That would have been cool, but nonetheless, yeah, you can find items that are in the game already, but in smuggler's shipwrecks. That's cool. I mean, it actually is kind of like, I will say it's kind of nice to have another place to get those two items because I like Ashen Wind Skulls. They're fun, and I like the Horn of Fair Winds. It's fun, but it's not new. I was already finding Horns of Fair Winds all over the shoreline. They wash up pretty frequently. And if Obsidian Ashen Winds, I can just get a normal Ashen Winds. It's way easier. It takes like 3 minutes. Anyway,
Just make sure not to mix up which one does what. You'll also be able to find some of the smuggler's loot washed up on shore, but that's not the only place. Roaming skeleton ships have scooped up some of the new cargo for themselves and are storing it on board, including, of course, the new black powder barrels. Well, no one ever said the Skellies were smart.
I like that. The joke. Oh, no one said Skellies were smart, and then it blows up. I like. I don't know. I mean, like the video is good. The video's a good quality, but just the update is like it. Again, I'm trying not to be nitpicky, but it just like it shows that two of the things that are like they're giving a good 10 seconds of this like 2.5 minute segment to like, you can find the smuggler's items washed up on the shore, but that's not the only place. They're in skeleton ships too. No one said skeletons were smart. Like, if it feels like filler, it feels like they're just killing time. Cause like there's nothing to do. It's just you can find these new items in places that you could find all the other items. You know? I'm not I don't have words. I just have facial expressions and gestures. Just like, this is it? Like, this is all we could. Anyway, I I I want to uh remind the public conscience that I love Sea of Thieves and I love Rare, and I know that Rare cares very much about this game, and I know they try very hard, and I'm glad that they try to do stuff, and I'm usually happy when they do. But this just feels like it feels so rushed. 'Cause like I said, there's one new item, and it does something that we've had since launch, but just bigger. And the rest of everything is just like reused. And like the actual content, the thing you can do is the voyage. And I don't even think they mention it in this video, but I've heard that whenever you're on a smuggler's run voyage, you're like your smuggler's run, like the start and end island and the line in between, is like marked on the map. So everyone on the map can see your smuggler's route. So they might catch you on the route. That's a cool idea in concept because you're meant to feel like you're smuggling, so you might feel like you got to sneak around. But who in Sea of Thieves is out of all the things you could do is going to see a yellow line on the map and like that's a smuggler's run. I gotta stop that guy. I cannot see that happening for more than 3 days. And I also heard in insiders that it's more valuable to find because Sea of Thieves usually wants they want you to do emergent stuff. And so like if you find a message in a bottle voyage to just wash up on a shore, they want you to do it. And so those random voyages they often give you way better loot than the voyages you can vote on the table. And so I believe if you find smuggler's loot in a shipwreck or if you find it wash up on the shore, it will be significantly better than the ones you get from the voyage. Which means why on earth would you ever do the voyage? It would feel less like smuggling if you did the voyage because you're telling everyone where you're going. But if you find it on the shore, then you can grab it and sneak it into one of the hideouts without anyone ever knowing. So it actually feels more like a smuggler if you just do it emergently. But there's no like emergent activity to do. There's no thing that's like, oh, this smuggler's thing just popped up. Let me go do it in secrecy. It's just like, oh, I found some smuggler stuff washed up on the shore. I can go turn this in. Sure. Sure. Um, it's it just feels so like underbaked. It feels like when they added burying chests, where you could put it on the map on the quest board, and people could go out and find your maps. They could find your treasure. But then when it came out, it turned out that there's like always a preset like 12 or so maps that are auto generated. So it's like, why am I doing this? And it would have been cool if they had like a random chance for you to get a really good item, and they might. But I have done so many of those because I'm like, I just want to go to islands, so I might as well pick up some maps, um, just to like guide me on which islands to go to because I like doing emergent stuff. Every single item I've ever gotten from one of those was like a super low tier item, like a bronze coffer or something for gold orders, or like um I don't know, a silver cup for gold orders, or a foul skull. Like it is never worth my time to do those. And the part of the fun is like that you're digging up something that someone else buried. But because all of them are just auto generated, like why are we bothering? Anyway, it feels like that where it's like, oh, that idea is cool because you fulfill the pirate fantasy of you can bury your treasure and have a map to it and like hide the map. But like what now? You've buried your treasure and you have a map. What now? You can post the map up, but then people are gonna go find it, which is like against the point. You know? This feels like that, where it's like they're trying to make you feel like a smuggler, where they're like, you're smuggling paintings and explosive stuff. And your location's marked on the map, not your location, but your route. So you gotta be careful on the route in case anyone wants to stop by and stop you. But I don't feel like a smuggler at all. I feel like I'm doing a cargo run, but it's honestly better because I don't have to care about plants or bottles. Well, I do care about bottles, but not cloth. So I'm not screwed if I'm in the rain. It just like again, I don't have words. I just am disappointed. But I see the vision. I like the vision. I was thinking like with my brother, when I heard about this, I was like, what if you were smuggling like drugs? What if you smuggled drugs, and you could like do them, and it gave you buffs or something, or you smuggled like illegal potions, and the potions could give you buffs, like if you turn into a shark or something. Like smuggle something that's worth my time. Don't smuggle paintings that I have on my wall anyway. And make it make sense in the I want to see the lore explanation for this. Why are there smugglers? Why are they smuggling the things they're smuggling? Like what even would you smuggle in Sea of Thieves? What is illegal? Um, I would think something to do with Flameheart, but like, are you smuggling Flameheart statues, Flameheart runes of some kind? Reaper's chest would honestly be the best answer. Just smuggle Reaper's chests. But like, that's boring, so they didn't do that. But what they chose was even more boring. Um, yeah, I think if you're gonna have a smuggle, also like it's again, it's meant to be a faction, a new faction in Sea of Thieves, and it's one voyage, and you're honestly better off not doing the voyage and just doing things that you find. And from what I heard, there's also no like company cosmetics or level ups. It's just you can do it if you want. Like the Hunter's Call when it first came out, but probably less, even somehow even less developed than the Hunter's Call when it came out. I'm getting heated. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm also every time I finish a point, I'm leaving a lot of silence. I'm saying like all the time, and it's getting on my nerves, but I'm not cutting it out. Let's move on.
In the second month of Season 17, you'll be able to take part in a new time-limited event, the Smuggler's Heist, which sees you race against other crews to be the first to get your hands on a rare and valuable piece of art, and return it to the Smuggler's League.
Wait, hold on. Return it to the Smugglers League? Did they steal this already? Is that what it is? It's like pirates that have stolen stuff, but it got stolen from them, so they made the Smugglers League to smuggle it back to themselves? What are we doing? um this fort looks cool, I'll say that. I like the Flameheart stuff on it. Um But I mean, it is just a voyage where you go somewhere and do the same thing you've been doing, but now multiple people are going to be doing it. And you get paint. Wait, is Flameheart stealing paintings and putting them in his forts? Why is he doing that? This should not be on his priority list. Oh my god. What is he shouldn't care about treasure. That's like his whole thing. They're like, we don't, we're not in it for the treasure. We just want you to return stuff to us for like loyalty's sake. So why is he stealing expensive paintings? I don't know, man. Anyway.
For the crew that manages to pull it off, the rewards are vast. So don't expect this one to go uncontested.
That's funny that they say that, because I saw a comment earlier today that was like, I know these smugglers guilds, these smugglers voyages will be uncontested in 2 days. And so it feels like they knew people would say that, so they were like, this one won't go uncontested. It being contested isn't even the problem for me. It's just like, what am I actually doing? And it looks like I'm just doing a fort, which I do every day that I get on Sea of Thieves.
And in the final month of Season 17, you can dive into an all-new fort experience. Flameheart's forces have taken control and modified the forts to be more challenging than ever before. You'll battle a fleet of ghost ships, then make use of some delightfully deadly traps as you fight your way through waves of Order of Bone and Blade Skellies and
you make use of traps. That sounds cool on a skelly fort. I like that it's surrounded by ghost ships. That's cool. And you're fighting skellies and phantoms. That's also cool. So like I accept this one. I accept this as like, okay, it's month 3. Let's get something to hold us over. And even month 2, it's like, okay, you got something. There's something to do. But it feels like this month 2 and month 3 events have taken like 80% of what we would normally get in the first month out of it. So it feels like the Smugglers League could be 80% better, or 66.6 repeating percent better. But instead they've split it into 3 sections of like, okay, we're gonna have 2 time-limited events that will be gone after the month they're in. And we'll dedicate 1 month to permanent stuff. It's just so like demoralizing to be like, oh, that's it. Like, what are we gonna look back on for this season after it's over? Like, oh, I can do one of those smugglers runs if I want, or oh, it's a smuggler's shipwreck. That's like a normal shipwreck, but there's smuggler stuff in it. I feel like this season's gonna be forgotten the moment it's over. Maybe the moment it starts. We'll see. It feels like that. It feels like we're gonna get it. People are gonna be like, "Oh, we're smuggling for a day," and I'm like, "Oh, smuggling stinks." And then maybe they'll log on for like 1 or 2 days in month 2 and 3 and do the new event. It might be over. Might be it.
Fearsome dark brethren phantoms. And with a new
Dark Brethren Phantoms. Those might be new. I don't know.
season comes another 100 levels of shiny new
Drip.
rewards to unlock.
Let's look at this. I care very much about drip in Sea of Thieves. So the so the things I care about the most in Sea of Thieves are things that affect my hands. Because I thought Rare understood this because they said when they added rings to the game, they were like, oh, rings are a really sought after cosmetic because my feet hurt so bad. They're a very sought after cosmetic because as a player, the only thing that you generally see of your pirate are your hands because you hold things and you reload guns and you hold planks and you run. When you run, you see your hands like doing this. And honestly, my favorite part of when they added crouching to the game was when you're crouching, you can see your hands crouching around. So I'll just crouch on my ship all the time. And like if I'm cooking something, I'll just like crouch just so that I could just look at my hands while I cook. Um so I like things that affect my hands. So I like the gold curse because I get half gold hands. I don't have the Skelly or the Ghost curse, but if I had either of those, I would love them because they totally change my hands. There's a bunch of costumes like the Bone Chiller. I have that one, and it makes my hands bones, so that's cool. Um, so I like curses that affect your hands. There are a lot that don't do that, like the Sunken Sorrow curse. You would think it would, but it doesn't really. There's like some dots, like some blue dots on your hand. That's about it. Legendary curse that makes your eyes glow and gives you a little pirate legend mark. Obviously, doesn't affect your hands. The Kraken Eye Ink Order of Souls curse obviously doesn't. But there are a lot of curses that do, and I like them. Um, Secondly, scars. I love scars. Especially because for a lot of curses, like the gold curse, if a scar is overlapping, it kind of combines it, and you get like a golden scar. I'm trying so hard to think of something to say to be funny, to capitalize on that obvious joke. But anyway, couldn't think of anything. Gold, yeah, you can have your scars be golden, which is cool. But there are also a lot of scars that are just like lame. There's like a Order of Cursed Bone scar, I think, that's just like a little Order of Cursed Bone symbol on your hand, which that's what I asked for. It's on the hand, but it's just like one little thing. It's like nothing. I think the best one, honestly, might be the chicken one, the chicken scar that gives you like chicken scratches all over you, because you have like a 3-clawed scratch on one hand and then like an X scratch on the other hand. It's cool, but in my opinion, it covers my tattoo too much. There's also the Flags of Friendship scar, which I probably like 5 people have. That one's actually really good for me. I initially I hated it because whenever I was like turning it off and on, I couldn't even tell what was changing. But when I was using it, I noticed a bunch of little cuts on my hand, and I was like, "Oh, I can see those." It's meant to be like you have friends and they have pets, and so you handle pets so much that you have like a bunch of little scritches and bites. Um, so I have that one on somewhat frequently just because I can see it. So it's better than any other scar in my opinion. And then the best one might be, what is it called? I know I use it. What is it called? I can't even remember. There's a good one. And then some scars like Shroudbreaker, so you get like Shroudbreaker on your chest and your back, which is also like, okay, that's kind of cool, but I'm not gonna use it because it's on my chest and back, and I wear a shirt. Thirdly is tattoos. I like tattoos because some of them go on your hands, not many of them. There's probably like five. Even like the one that's like the tattoo that goes everywhere, the Umbra one. I have that one. Doesn't really go on your hands, unfortunately. There's like I think there's like a little kraken tentacle that like creeps up on your wrist, but that's about it. My favorite is the Ashen Curse uh tattoo. Forgot the word. The uh the Ashen Lord tattoo because it gives you like the Ashen Lord arm where it's like you can see there's like tattoos of bones all along your arm and they're red. It's a red tattoo. And they go along your hand and your fingers and it looks awesome. Um I think the only offensive thing on there, like the only thing I'm offended by, angered by, is that there's four of them and they're all exactly the same except for your like on your pec you have like a different symbol based on the Ashen Lord you killed 5 times or 10 times or 15 whatever it is. um which doesn't matter to me because I wear a shirt. But if they had like one Ashen Curse was on your left or Ashen Lord tattoo was like on your left arm, one was on your right, one was on like both your hands, and one was like on your feet or something, like just not even just like mirror it on one of them just to have something interesting. Uh, but anyway, so yeah, sometimes tattoos when they're on your hands, I'm like, oh, that's cool because I can see it. But most are not. Like even I was so disappointed with the last season, season 16. I got it like 5 days ago, the tattoo, and it's like the description says it's you're meant to be branded. You got branded, like by Flameheart into his occult, and I was like, oh, is it gonna look like a burn mark? That's awesome. I got it. No, it's just a back tattoo. Does not look like you got branded at all, which is unfortunate because that would have been awesome. That would have been so unique. So with that being said, let's take a look at this. My face is blocking some of them. I'll just tell you what's there. It's a lantern, a dress, and you can see like half of a beard. Um, they're all uninteresting. So up here, some hair. We got some makeup. I will admit these gloves are cool. They're fingerless and they have rings. That's cool. That's unique. Um, all this stuff looks like fine. I like the ship. There's a tattoo, and we'll see in a second. There's also this like jade throwing knife that's pretty cool. Um, I don't even know what this is. Like, I mean, it's a flintlock. But I don't know like what it's supposed to be. Let's go ahead a little second here.
With an incredible array of
That's the ship. It's pretty cool. It's like, um, Hunter's Collie because it's got like a sea creature on it, and it's got fins on it, and I like the dark blue and the maroon. That's cool. I could do without the silver. I don't want the silver sails, but um, it's cool. I like it. That's it.
items for both your ship.
And then here, I like the design on that. I think that's the dress where it's got like the fins on it. Like it looks like a whale fin. That's cool. Oh, I like the hat. This part of the hat is very vibrant. The feather. That's cool. There's like a little thing on the belt here. He looks like he's wearing. He looks like he's wearing two belts almost. Yeah. Oh wait. Oh, there's like a. Never mind. I thought that was like a design. It might be actually. I don't know.
And
That's like fine. I don't. I'm probably not gonna wear it. That's fine. Then we have. Like what is this? What is he wearing? It's like a blindfold. It looks like a Reaper's mask, but just like this part. I think that's what it is. I think it's probably gonna be like a mask or an eye. No, not an eye patch. It'd be like a mask that just goes like this, and it's just the Reaper's mask, but they cut out this part and put it on your face. Um, which I guess is, I mean, I probably won't use it, but it's unique, so I'll take it. Also, we catch a little glimpse. We catch a little glimpse. What's that? What's that? That looks like it's something on the hand. That's cool. He lifts his hand up. I don't know if we can see anymore, but no. Well, no. I think it's just on his right hand. There's a little thing on it. I don't know what it is, but Maybe, maybe it'll be
For the
something.
Smugglers League.
Oh, and also this thing. That's really cool. I don't know what it is. It's like a switchblade that's made out of like jade or some kind of geode. Um, this pistol, I don't even know what that is. And maybe it's cool. We'll
Sudden
see.
appearance on the Sea of Thieves may still
This lantern, sure. Maybe that's someone's thing. I don't
be
know.
shrouded
Generic
in
to me.
mystery. However, you won't find
I assume these two are the Pirate Legend items. I don't quite know why they're Pirate Legend items, but this looks like a carpenter apron. I think it's the whole shirt, not just the apron. Probably a jacket. Or a dress. But yeah, it's like you got a little, you got purple stuff. I like purple. That's cool. And it's it's carpentry. I like
any
carpentry
pirate
aesthetic.
fashionistas
I like
worrying about
woodworking. This it looks
The
like
arrival
kind of blocking it. There we
new
go.
styles.
I assume this is like a shipwright outfit. It also looks like it'd be a dress, which is cool. It's cool that they're adding like I guess occupational cosmetics to make it look like you have a job. That's kind of cool. It's kind of like the mechanic costume in the Emporium, but free. So, I mean, I initially it felt like when you get pirate legend items in the plunder pass, like that like means something. Like the first pirate legend item that was like level 100 was the legendary curse that makes your eyes glow and gives you the little pirate legend symbol. Like that's a crazy reward. And it makes a lot of sense to be a pirate legend reward because it's a pirate legend curse. And like Merrick's jacket even that's like not really a pirate legend thing, but Merrick is like such a respected figure in the Sea of Thieves universe by pirate legends and by the pirate lord, so I can see it. But this is like what a random is it? Maybe it's like weaponsmith, and then like shipwright. Oh, is this the tattoo? I think so. Okay, you have like birds on your hand. Whoa, that's something. I'll take it. Um, I like this hair too. Uh, that's kind of cool. But yeah, like, pirate legends just have jobs now, I guess. Um, so yeah, it feels like they're putting stuff behind pirate legend just for the sake of it, not really as like thematically pirate legends would have it. It's just like these items are kind of cooler than everything else. They're kind of unique. Let's put them in pirate legend. That's the vibes I get anyway.
To show off. And there's even more to unlock with this Season 17 Plunder Pass.
I do like
available
this.
as an optional purchase.
Sort of.
The Rare Regalia collection sports some of the finest jewels the Sea of Thieves has to offer.
I like this. Let's go back a little bit. See the rings. There we go. I like this. I think it looks really nice. I like distinguished stuff in Sea of Thieves. It looks like there's no shoes. Like these are like admiral shoes. I guess it's just a jacket, helmet, and gloves. Or maybe it might be rings. Who knows? I don't think they've done any Emporium rings before. So I mean, there's a like a glove in the game that's only rings. But it came out before rings existed. So maybe now this won't be a glove that has a lot of rings. It'll just be rings. I don't know. But this looks really cool in my opinion. I like it. But I follow Pace22. He's a Sea of Thieves streamer. And he talks about red and gold a lot. About there's like way too much red and gold in this game. I full-heartedly agree. And it makes me even more upset with this specifically. So sorry, not maybe pointing at you. This specifically, because this is the rare set. You can see it in the back a little bit. Also, why are only the sails on this ship and not the hull? Anyway, hold on. Just
Has to offer, and is the perfect way to celebrate our many years of adventures. Such finery is rare on the Sea of Thieves, but how could you do less for such a special occasion?
How could you do less for such a special occasion? It's Rare's anniversary. Why are we not using rare colors? Why are we using red and gold? Is it because it sells well? I assume so. Like even to set off this firework even with the blue and the yellow. You got the yellow in there. Why is it not blue and yellow? Why isn't it a blue and yellow ship? It's just like it. I don't know for sure. Maybe they just thought it looked cool, and it's their anniversary. Let them do what they think looks cool. But in my opinion, it feels like they just did it because red and gold sells well, and that's sad. You know? Oh, I should turn my fan off. That's probably providing so much extra background noise. I probably sound so much better now. Probably not good because I'm still like gaining my microphone a ton and noise canceling. But it probably sounds better. Anyway, it, why not rare colors? That's a personal nitpick though. That's not like genuine. All of this cosmetics section has been like my own opinion, not like against the game. The first part, all of this, that was definitely against the game. I still opinion, but yeah, this is all like whatever. I'm just ranting now.
So come and join the Smugglers League for 3 months of all new adventures filled with danger and excitement. Very explosive new cargo as you complete daring smugglers' runs.
And this clip have all been used in this 5
Fend off the other
this
pirates of the Sea of Thieves as you pull off a stunning heist
like
in a new
recap, so
time-limited event.
And you couldn't get
And battle
this
Captain
clip too. Like, you
Flameheart's
couldn't get-
forces at the newly upgraded Reaper's Forts. There's all of this
I
and
guess I'll
more
forgive
just
it because it
waiting
is
to
the
be
recap.
discovered
So,
in
of
Sea of
course,
Thieves Season
recap is
17,
the first
Smuggler's Tide.
But like, I don't know. I think I am nitpicking now. I shouldn't be that critical of it. August 14th. Wow. I mean, wow. I don't know how this season will perform. Maybe it'll be peak. I don't know. Maybe there's something I don't know about the smugglers stuff. Because I mean, they didn't mention a super integral part of the voyage of like it shows your trail on the map. They didn't mention that. So maybe there's a bunch of other stuff they didn't mention that's really cool, like some new treasures that they, because now that they made insiders used to be NDA, so you couldn't talk about it, but they recently, like this month, made it public so you can talk about insider stuff. So maybe now that they did that, they're gonna keep some things secret and be a surprise when it comes out. But I feel like you wouldn't keep it secret from like the content video. So I don't know. I don't think there's gonna be any surprise mechanic that saves it for me. Um, but I'm just not feeling it, and I'm worried that in future seasons, this is what it will be. This is what the first month will be. It'll be like nothing because they're allocating their efforts to all 3 months, two of them being time limited. Like, isn't next? I think next season is meant to be the Devil's Roar season. So like, what are they gonna add? A Devil's Roar voyage where you have to like hold an item and then shoot yourself through a volcano or something, and then like that's it. Like, are they gonna add one thing and like, oh, that's the Devil's Roar month. We had to not do much so we could save for the other 2 months. I want this game to do so well. I want it to like peak again, but it's just not looking like it's gonna happen from this Smugglers Tides season. What was it called? Smugglers. Yeah, Smugglers is Tide. I don't know. I wanted to do well, and so this was given with love. I hope that Rare will. I mean, I don't even know because like I'm sure they're doing their best. I don't even know what they could do with more feedback. I don't know. I mean, me personally, I don't care about time limited events. I kind of dislike them. I know a lot of people that play this game, they go for PvP all the time, which is valid. Because the PvP is really special in this game. And so I understand that Rare really needs to make events that people will log onto the game to do, and they will all converge and fight other crews to do. Um, That's how we got gold inflation in Sea of Thieves because they had to keep upping it to be like, oh, this gives you so much gold, come do it. But I don't know what can get people to come do stuff now other than make it fun. Like I I know the fun part in Sea of Thieves, like the actual gameplay is meant to be simple. Um like, the combat against AI in this game is super easy. It's brain dead. But it's meant to be like that's the stuff you're doing while you're waiting for a player to maybe show up and fight you. Um so I understand that's just how the game works. But it would just be nice if the reason I wanted to go do something in Sea of Thieves was not for the financial reward or for fighting other players, but it was like I wanted to go do that. Like that event is so fun, even alone, that I want to go do it. Well, I mean, like I feel that way. Like I love just doing like a sea fort or a skelly fort. Like it's just in safer seas. I love doing that. But I know I'm in the minority, and I know if they relied on that to get people to do stuff, it would not work because that's what they're doing right now. People don't do sea forts or not ashen, or skelly forts because they're fun. They do it because they want the monetary gain or to do something they think other people will stop them from doing. So I think they need to like maybe lock in on making stuff that's like fun. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? I'm not a game developer. I'm just a little animator. I don't do anything fun. I enjoy tedious tasks. But that's it. That's my thoughts on season 17 so far. It's not out yet, so we'll never know. Unless I do a follow up that's like, I played season 17 and here's what I thought. Which I might do. But as of right now, how long? This has been 57 minutes. I expected this to be like 20. But yeah, these are my thoughts. This is if you didn't know how I acted generally, this is how I act. And I'm gonna wake up tomorrow in a cold sweat, like, oh, thank goodness I didn't upload that video that was so low effort. And I check my YouTube channel. I'm like, oh no, I did. And then I can't delete it because I promised myself I wouldn't. So no matter how boring this is to watch, it is what it is. I'm not even adding background music. I'm just uploading it. So let me know if I shouldn't do that. Let me know if you hated this, and I won't do it again, probably. Um, so yeah, I'm still working on Gorn. I swear. Say on God. Say on